Hello my viewers and subscribers. Today I'm going to introduce you to the French heavy Somua SM tank. This tank, I have bought this tank a while ago. However, I have decided to record a review for this tank only now. The tank, the development of this tank had begun immediately after Second World War in 1946. Well, it's pretty obvious since before that France was occupied by Germans. The chassis of this tank was based on the one on the chassis of German Tiger II tank, which explains the angled armor, while the turret, while it also used the turret specific for French, some French early post-war tanks. However, because of several issues with the tank's prototype, the first prototype was completed only in the 1951. The tank was very similar to the AMX 50, however it had more thick armor, and as a result it was heavier. While AMX 50 was weighted around 50 tons, Somua SM weighted 60 tons. Eventually, the tank was armed with 100 millimeter cannon with an autoloader with up to 8 shells inside this autoloader, which was very similar to the cannon used in the initial model of AMX 50. However, because it was decided that in the era of anti-tank guided missiles, armor is not that important, the Somua SM tank had lost competition to the AMX 50, and it was never produced in large quantity. In the game, this tank is remarkable for its angled heavy armor. However, it is only durable when in the front plate and the front part of the turret. The side part of the tank is very thin, which makes this French tank somewhat similar to the German Panther tank, which also has a very durable front plate and thin side plate. Which means you must pay attention so that you always face your enemy from the front, or if the enemy manages to flank you, you are at risk of being killed with a single shot. The cannon is remarkable for having an autoloader, which is pretty rare for the tanks made in the 50s. However, it only fits the maximum number of shells which can fit inside this autoloader is 8, which is much fewer than the number of shells which can be fit in the autoloaders of the late Soviet tanks, like T-64 or T-72, and as a result the situations when you run out of the shells inside your autoloader are pretty frequent, and these types of situations put you at risk of being killed by the enemy while your crew is reloading your autoloader, and unfortunately it takes a very long time to reload autoloader. Main reason because it takes such a long time to reload this autoloader is the caliber of your gun. After all, it is a 100 millimeter cannon which uses unitary shells, that is one-piece shells. Unlike Soviet autoloaders, which load the shell and then charge for this shell. As you can see, in the back part of your turret there is a sort of a port which opens to eject an empty cartridge. As you can see, my Somua SM tank got disabled. Thank you for watching, and while you are taking some time to like and subscribe, I hope you can see small footage of killing enemy T-44 on the French AD-4 Skyraider close air support plane. It's a pretty good plane for its PR, actually. Thank you for watching.